This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
I'm Katie Rammel with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Thursday's big story, the changes on masks. The CDC's new guidelines say fully vaccinated people can return to life without masks, both indoors and outdoors. There are a few exceptions, recommending masks for travel or at the hospital. The guidelines do apply to about 35% of Arizonans, those who are fully vaccinated. One doctor tells us the problem could be knowing who is and isn't fully vaccinated, but he says there are ways to track it.
Vaccine cards, vaccine passports. We need to have some way of tracking, and people have vaccine cards. I mean, we've been using immunization cards you have for your kids and for yourselves for generations. For participation in various programs from schools, university, travel abroad.
Keep in mind, businesses can still require masks, and your employer can still say you've got to wear one at the office. In the race to vaccinate, anyone 12 to 15 can start rolling up their sleeves and get their first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. That started Thursday. Simply go to a Valley Walgreens pharmacy to get one or schedule an appointment. Just walk in. English and Spanish options are also available.
We're just really excited to be a part of the continued effort to get everyone vaccinated and kind of get our country back to normal.
For that age group, parental consent is required before a vaccine can be given. Over at the state-run sites, they are also offering those Pfizer vaccines for that age group. Thousands of Arizonans lost their jobs when the pandemic hit. The Arizona Restaurant Association says 80% of the workforce was laid off. Many restaurants and other businesses are now trying to rebound and finding they can't hire enough people. That's why Governor Ducey decided starting July 10th, Arizonans on unemployment will no longer receive the $300 federal bonus. Instead, Arizonans who go back to work will get a one-time check for $2,000, along with child care support, educational opportunities, and rental assistance.
We love our workforce. We want to get people back. We want to incentivize them to come back, even if it means that they take a little risk. I think it's a far safer risk today than it was clearly 8 to 10 months ago.
There are income limitations on the governor's incentives. By eliminating the federal bonus, unemployment benefits do go back to $240 a week. That is the second lowest in the nation. The Arizona Center for Economic Progress calling the plan cruel and saying it's forcing workers to accept substandard jobs. Arizona's space cowboy once again was out wrangling space debris, but these pieces actually originated from Earth. Meteor hunter Robert Ward of Prescott was recently in Washington State, where large pieces of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket accidentally crashed. These are the rockets that carry the Starlink satellites so many of you saw over the skies last week. Robert was on the ground pinpointing the location of that debris and eventually retrieved 2 pressure vessels that were part of the rocket. The plan was to give them back to SpaceX, but
they're 5 feet long, 200 pounds each. And at that point, I said, you know what, I'm going to have to change my rental agreement, drive back to Arizona, because there's no way I can ship these things.
SpaceX officials made it easy for Robert, visiting his home in Prescott and retrieving their tanks. Now Ward is enjoying some family time, but his bags are packed and he's ready to go in case he hears about meteorites or more space junk that's crashing into Earth. With flights returning and people traveling more, a new way to get to Hawaii, Southwest is starting new flights from Sky Harbor for as low as $159. Nonstop service starts July 27th to Honolulu and Maui. Some other island destinations will be added for you in September.
Another day, another air quality alert. I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens, and our ozone high pollution advisory has now been extended through Friday. So it will be dropped over the weekend as winds pick up, but we have another day where ozone pollution is going to be a problem. And those of you with asthma or COPD may want to limit your time outside, or you could have difficulty breathing again tomorrow. There's your Valley Planner. Temperatures in the 70s early on, but we got those triple digits back in the afternoon hours tomorrow. It's going to be another hot day here in the Valley. valley. But then low pressure moves in this weekend, picking up our winds, which again helps that air quality, but it doesn't help the fire danger. As conditions stay relatively dry, fire danger is going to go up this weekend, and temperatures will drop. We're down to 99 on Saturday, low 90s in the valley now for Sunday and Monday, before we heat back up to those upper 90s toward the middle to end of next week.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, visit ABC15.com or download our free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.